What is Spain? Spain, a name that feels ancient, powerful, timeless. But Spain was not born in a single moment, nor was it ruled by one king alone. The story of Spain is a story of centuries, of conquest and resistance, of division and unity, and of rulers whose power slowly shaped a nation. To understand the first king of Spain, we must first travel back to a time when Spain did not yet exist. Fall of the Visigoths, 711 AD. In the early 8th century, the Iberian Peninsula was ruled by the Visigoths, a Christian kingdom weakened by internal conflict. In the year 711, Muslim forces crossed from North Africa and swept across the peninsula with astonishing speed. Cities fell, kingdoms collapsed. Within just a few years, most of Iberia was under Islamic rule. To many, it seemed that Christian rule in this land had come to an end forever. Don Pelayo, the first resistance king, yet in the rugged mountains of the north, resistance was quietly rising. A nobleman named Don Pelayo refused to surrender. Leading a small group of warriors, he defied an empire far stronger than his own. Pelayo did not rule Spain. Spain did not yet exist, but history would remember him as the first king to stand against foreign domination on Iberian soil. In the year 722, Pelayo and his followers made their stand at a place called Covadonga. Outnumbered and surrounded by mountains, they used the terrain to their advantage. What followed was not a massive battle, but a symbolic victory, a victory that echoed through history. Covadonga became the spark that ignited the long struggle known as the Reconquista. Rise of Christian kingdoms. From Pelayo's kingdom of Asturias, new Christian realms began to emerge. Leon, Castile, Aragon, Navarre. For centuries, these kingdoms expanded, fought one another, and pushed slowly southward. Spain was not a nation. It was a patchwork of crowns, united by faith, but divided by power. Ferdinand and Isabella, the Catholic monarchs. In the 15th century, history changed course. The marriage of Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile united two of the most powerful kingdoms on the peninsula. They became known as the Catholic monarchs. Together, they centralized authority, strengthened royal power, and ruled as partners, shaping the foundations of modern Spain. Fall of Granada, 1492. In 1492, after nearly 8 centuries of conflict, the Reconquista came to an end. The Muslim kingdom of Granada fell. For the first time since 711, the entire Iberian Peninsula was under Christian rule. Spain, at last, stood on the edge of becoming a unified kingdom. Charles I, first official king of Spain. A new era began in 1516 with the rise of Charles I. Through inheritance, he ruled both Castile and Aragon, not as separate crowns, but as a single realm. Charles was the first monarch to govern Spain as a unified state. In practice, for this reason, many historians recognize him as the first official king of Spain. Spain becomes a global empire. Under Charles I and his successors, Spain rose to unprecedented power. Spanish ships crossed unknown oceans. Empires were built across Europe, the Americas, Africa, and Asia. Spain became a global force, its influence stretching far beyond the peninsula, where its story began. Who was the first king?
Spanish Empire.
So,
forged on
who was
the
the first
seas.
king of Spain?
As the galleons
Don
crossed
Pelayo,
the Atlantic, they
the
established
man who began the
the
resistance?
Spanish Empire.
Was it
Forged
Ferdinand
on
and
the
Isabella
high seas.
who united
As
the
the
crowns?
galleons crossed the Atlantic,
Or was it
they
Charles
established
I,
The Spanish
first to
Empire,
rule a truly
forged
unified
on the
Spain?
high seas.
The answer depends
As the
on how we
galleons
define
crossed the
Spain
Atlantic,
itself.
they established
Spain was not
the
created
Spanish
by one
Empire,
king.
forged
It
on
was
the high
forged by
seas.
history.
As
And
the
its first
galleons
king
crossed the Atlantic,
was not
they
a man,
established
but
the
a journey
Spanish
that
Empire,
lasted
forged
over
on the
800
high
years.
seas. As the galleons crossed the Atlantic, they established